Welcome to your Monday mood for the week of January 19th through the 25th. It is Tuesday, the 20th. Happy belated Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Bless. Okay, so this week is all about Aquarius energy, okay? The sun moved into Aquarius Monday. Today, Mercury, the planet of communication, moves into the air sign as well. And then on Friday, Mars will move into the air sign as well. Venus moved into Aquarius over the weekend. So what's really cool, if you guys have noticed, is that we're getting these stelliums in the signs. So we just left this Capricorn stellium. Now we're in this Aquarius stellium. A stellium is three or more signs, or three or more planets in one sign, or if you're talking about your astrological chart, three or more placements in a house. So we have an Aquarius stellium. What is Aquarius energy? Not to mention Pluto. We'll talk about that in a second. Pluto's also in Aquarius. So we have Pluto, the Sun, Mars, Venus, Mercury, all going to be in Aquarius by the end of this week. Aquarius is a highly intelligent sign. It's a sign of the future, what we can imagine into existence. It's also about going outside of what is expected. It's expect the unexpected. It is co-ruled by Uranus and Saturn. So it helps us build new structures in a innovative way, in a way that is unseen, unknown to the world yet. So during this time period, as we're in Aquarius season with this stellium, start to think differently. You know, think about yourself. How can you do things differently? And don't be scared to do something differently. Don't be scared to change your usual routine or your usual way of communicating, your usual way of acting, your usual way of expressing your love. This is a perfect time to do something different and say, like, you know what? I'm just going to approach this completely differently than I ever have. And I think we as a collective will be surprised what can happen when we stop doing the status quo. The status quo is dead. Pluto is in Aquarius. Pluto is here to bring real change, real revolution to this world, which is what we're seeing on the collective level. And that can happen in your personal life, especially during this Aquarius stellium, during Aquarius season. Let your life be transformed by being brave enough to do something different, say something different, speak out, stand out, be your unique self, because Aquarius loves unique energy. It loves people that color outside the lines. It loves challenging what is to be and what can be, right? To what can be. Aquarius Mercuries are one of the smartest people. And a lot of times, I'm a hip hop girl, clearly, and Mac Miller's on that cusp. But J. Cole's in Aquarius, Bob Marley's in Aquarius, doesn't matter. But my point is, a lot of rappers have air Mercury placements. Rapping has to do with processing information and being clever, right? And using that in an artistic way to express yourself. So the Mercury sign is a clear indicator of like the level of skill or talent that a rapper has. And if you look at rappers that are highly lyrical, I guarantee you they're either an air sign or they have an air Mercury. And so look at if you're a rapper, or if you want to look at your favorite rapper and they are like lyrically inclined and just like, damn, they be doing their own thing in a way that is like grounded in intelligence, I guarantee you they probably have an Aquarius Mercury or they have an air sign in Mercury. But anyways, my point is Aquarius energy is here to bring us knowledge and truth and make us see what we are afraid to look at, because we stand out. When we point things out and we say like, hey, look at this shit, that doesn't make sense, it's not right, you're going to be a pariah. You're going to be an outcast of sorts, because it's like, no, shh, don't say that. Like, say what everybody else is saying. Aquarius energy is like, no, I'm not doing that, because that's what is needed right now. We all need to stand out. We all need to speak our truth. We all need to be willing to go against the status quo. And that is what we are in for the long haul, with Pluto being in Aquarius. Pluto is a long transit, y'all. We're going to be in that joker for 19 years, 18, 19 years. So the world is changing, and it is coming from that Pluto and Aquarius energy of innovation, breaking the mold, thinking differently, being a rebel, saying, no, I don't accept that. I want to look and think of a world in a different way, and that is possible. So I really like Aquarius energy, but it is challenging, okay? Like, it is challenging. So be mindful during this time period. You're not going to convince anybody of anything, but it is a time to express yourself and stand down in that expression of self. Like, this is how I feel. But don't try to convince in this energy. It's more of being a guide or being a leader in how something can be experienced. And my light just went out because the pup. Excuse you. Then we got the natural light going. So let's see what's going on astrologically with all this Aquarius energy. It's so interesting. I love Aquarius energy, but at the same time, it drives me nuts. Write that down. It does. But it's because it's challenging, and it doesn't let you just get away with things. It's going to ask. It's going to challenge. It's going to say, well, what about this? They're goats at being the devil's advocate, okay? Aquarius energy is devil advocate energy. Like, what about this, though? Oh, really? But what about that? What if they were coming from that end? And so that's what we're doing during this time period, is really challenging things, because that's how we start to think of new ways of existing. Ace of Cups, it's coming up reverse. And so when I see this reverse Ace of Cups, it's like, put your emotions to the side right now. Venus is in Aquarius as well, right? So it's not an emotional sign. It is a mental sign. It is an intellectual sign. So a reverse Ace of Cups is saying this week, especially with Pluto, like aspecting Venus and Mars and Mercury conjunct, you're going to have to pause or like neutralize your emotions, because if you're being too emotional during this energy, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. Write that down, because Aquarius does not care to coddle your feelings. It doesn't. It wants to get you to think. It wants to get you to puzzle solve and to understand other ways of experiencing your reality, and emotions can cloud that. We love being intuitive. We love listening to our emotions. But Aquarius challenges us to say, okay, let's exercise our mental, because that too is just as important. Having mental and heart coherence, I speak about, is important. So it's not as if your emotions are the sole factor in terms of manifesting and creating your reality, but it's the driver. But this week, it's asking us with this reverse Ace of Cups, pause the emotions. Don't get so emotional about what people say or what happens, because that's just not the vibe. Let's see what's on top. The Sun reverse. So interesting. So the Sun reverse, beautiful energy still here, even though it's coming up reverse, is saying like, this week is about looking at yourself differently. Look at yourself differently. And look at other people differently, and understand that sometimes it's not about you. It might be about them. Aquarius is the humanitarian. It's not always about you. It's also about other people and where they are and what their landscape looks like. So this week, be mindful of how much you're injecting your emotion into conversations, into situations, and take a moment to put yourself in another person's shoes. Word to Martin Luther King starting this week off, and understand how you can get a better understanding of yourself by pausing and letting somebody else's reality come into your world. And that information can really help you be more fully integrated as who you are, the individual you are, as well as the respect you can have for another person. So that is your Monday mood. I will see you guys next week. Bye.